Hey everybody, it's me Marquita. And I was just watching this it was a YouTube short. And it was like when you put unserious people together. Anyways, it was like okay, so in many um videos I have said um or I have wondered, never looked it up, but I have always wanted to know if there was a program for volunteers to come and tap out the military people if they didn't have anybody to come and tap them out on graduation day. And I was just watching this one thing, and the guy is sitting there. Cause okay, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, what I mean by tap out, that's what it's called. But like when the graduates are like graduating or whatever, they got to stand there, and the only way that they can move is if somebody tap them out. And it's like in this like so they got to stand there, and then like you touch the person, and then like you can, and it's usually family or friends or whatever, and then you get to hug your person because you haven't seen your person like in like what, like I think 8-10 weeks. I don't know how long the boot camp is, but that's like, so they're at their graduation, their boot camp graduation, um and I have seen so many videos of just people just standing there. And I was like, I wonder if all them people, like, and it's usually the videos where like people is video going up to their person, and their person is standing there and they're like, oh my gosh, I am so proud of you and all that. And then they say all that, then they touch their person, and then the person of course can hug them and celebrate, but like I said, they're graduating the boot camp. But I have always, watching them videos, when you just see like big gaps of space, because the people that was in them space already got tapped out by their family or their people. And I'm like, I wonder if all them people have somebody to tap them out, or like if they have somebody there to tap them out. And I've always wondered, is there a volunteer program like for people like, and it made me think of Traveling Soldier, Dixie Chicks, you know, um but I was like, okay, what if like Gibbs off of CSI? I know you're like, Keita, just say it. No, Gibbs off of CSI, like he went to the army, but like right before he got on the bus to go, he met I think it was his wife. Yeah, it was his wife. And so like they dated, and all. Anyway, that's Gibbs, that is. And then if you ever listen to the song Traveling Soldier by Dixie Chicks, it's a girl with a bowl in her hair, and she worked at a diner, and he came in, and so they talked, and so he was telling her that he's not going to be able to write her for a while because he's going to Vietnam. Just to let y'all know how far back that was, like, of that story, the Traveling Soldier. And then it was like, they went to like the football stadium when the names of the people that didn't make it, got read and all that. So, and his name was one of them, the Traveling Soldier guy. But of course, nobody cried because nobody was missing him except the girl with the bow in her hair. But anyway, so that's what I was thinking. What if nobody gets tapped out by a family member or a friend or anything? How does that work? Like, does their I don't even know I don't even know the ranks. Does their next person up, their sergeant, I like, don't get me, because I don't know the ranks, but does the sergeant come and tap them out? Like, how does that work? And I think everybody should have at least one person to tap them out. And that's why I was like, is there a volunteer program? Because I want to volunteer even if I don't know the person. Because I'd be like, hi, my name is Marquita. I know I don't know you. They said your name is this person and this is where you're from. And, it's very nice to meet you. And I'm proud that you made it through, boot camp. And, like, I would try to give some, like, I don't know specifically what I would say, but like, I would be like, and thank you for your service and thank you for, serving. I don't know specifically what I would say because I'm not in that situation. But I would do that and I would tap the person out. And hopefully the person would shake my hand, be like, thank you, I didn't have anybody tap me out and be like, you're welcome. You're doing a great thing or whatever. And I just hope I don't get nobody that is like, don't touch me. That type of person, because I would still tap that person out even with their bias hate in their heart. Like, I'm trying to keep it, but anyway, even that person I would tap out. I would, because I think everybody should have an opportunity, have somebody there to tap them out. And like I said, I don't know how it works because I've never been there when somebody got tapped out. One of my baby mans was in the Navy. I don't know if she's still in the Navy. Because I don't know specifically. Anyways, I remember she graduated literally on her 19th birthday from boot camp, which her birthday is, what's today? Today's the 4th, so her birthday is in 25 days. And she will be 23. Yeah, because the girls are 13. Yeah, so she'll be 23 on the 29th. And then my little brother, let's see, today's the 4th. So his birthday's in 8 days. Dang, he's about to be 21, guys. 21. I don't even know how my daddy's doing. Hopefully, he's getting better. Hopefully, like, I know it's selfishly, but like, I hope that he lives like a couple of more years, and I know you're like a couple, yeah, but, because he's in his 60s, and I just, if, God is listening, if my daddy is still doing, because he's, last I heard, ICU, and so, like, that's where we were going when the tire blew out, but, I just hope that if he could hold on at least until the 13th. I know that'll still be sad for my brother, but at least he's seen both of his kids over 21. Because when my brother was born, I was about to be 22. So yeah, and I didn't meet my brother till he was 2, which is so funny because, anyways, I moved to Knoxville. I think I might have been 2.5 or 3. So that makes me think of him. And so I met my little brother when he was 2, and I was about to be 23. So yeah. Or, no, I was about to be 24, sorry. Because I met Gary when I was 23. And so I was about to be 24 when I met my little brother and he just turned 2, or he was about to turn 2. He might have been like, no, he was 2. He was, because I remember I was like, well, how old are you? And my daddy was like, oh, he's 2. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. He looks just like me, which he does. He's literally just a lighter. To me, he's a lighter version of me, meaning my daddy got some strong genes. But yeah, so I love my little brother. He'll be 21 on the 12th. And like me and my brother were my daddy's only kids. Like I was in the, like my daddy started over basically. But I'm glad, because maybe later, not right now, maybe later my brother could have a baby, because if my brother don't have any biological kids, my daddy's side of the family, or his genes, are dead, because my daddy was his daddy's only child. And I mean, he wasn't his mama's only child. Like, my daddy has, I'm gonna say what I know. My daddy he has 2 brothers. One alive. One died. My Uncle Willie. I miss him. I love him to death. I really do. Love him beyond death. But yeah, he ended up dying. And it's funny because no, I was gonna say I got a cut, like my first cousin, her daughter. Well, I guess, well, no, she didn't have her yet. Because I was gonna say her daughter was like almost around my age. I mean, kinda, but not really. Like I was a couple of years older than her. But she unfortunately got killed. And I don't know if they ever found any of that out, but I didn't know her. Like, the very first time that I ever heard about her was when I heard that she got killed. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I lost her, Like, I'm still like that. But like, I never knew nothing about her. Like, I didn't know her name, never seen her. As soon as I looked at her, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my granny's. I guess it'd be my granny's great granddaughter. Yeah. But I like, it's the eyes. We all got my granny's eyes. And I look just like my granny. I feel like my daddy's mama. Especially with me not having any teeth. But of course I look more like my daddy. Now that I don't have no teeth. We both gummy messes. But anyhow, back to what I was talking about. I'm going down memory lane. But anyways, but yeah, I think everybody should have at least one person there to tap them out. But that's just how my mind thinks. And I don't even know if there's a volunteer program. And when I say volunteer, what I mean, just in case there is, like, for me to go, and if we gotta ride a bus to whatever state. Now, I would love for them to feed us breakfast and lunch, like if we leave early, like, because I'm fat, I think about food is always on my mind. Maybe give me a bag of snacks, like, and it's not payment, it's just that's the first thing on my brain is, okay, if I do that program, because I do want to do it, what am I going to eat? And are they going to put us all on a bus, the volunteers, and will we get to see Or, well, no, I guess they couldn't give that to us because I was going to say, get like, like a picture and then like a little brief, thing on, like on the back, sort of like a headshot, like a little back, a picture on me, a little information on the back of their picture so that I could practice a speech or, think of what I'm going to say. But I don't know if they know who's going to graduate because, like I said, my little baby man, she was going to have hers pushed back because during boot camp she got sick, and so they're like, well, she's not going to get to graduate. And not only did she get to graduate, she got to carry the flag. I was so happy. Oh my gosh. I wasn't there because it was one, at that time they didn't know if she was going to get to graduate with her class. The class that she was in. But I guess she got well enough or she got cleared or whatever, and she got to graduate. So I wasn't there. I wish I could have been there. But she got to graduate with her class and she got to carry the flag. I am like so happy. Like y'all don't understand the joy. The joy. That was like when Hannah and one of the other girls got to carry the flag in gymnastics. But they only did that because they were the two smallest, even though they were like almost like 2 years apart. But Hannah, like when she was in the competition, I think at that time she was 7 and the other girl was 9. But the other girl was like the size of like a 6-year-old. Hannah was like the size of a 5-year-old. And even though Hannah was 7, she was like the size of a 5-year-old, and that other girl was like 9, the size of like a 6-year-old. So she was little, but because they were the two shortest, kids, they let them carry the flag. And I think I got it on video. I do have it on video. I do. I'm trying to think. I think it was the meet when we were in Maryville. I think that's the one it was. Because I remember, because it wasn't that far. It might have been the Maryville meet. Because it was like 35-40 minutes, or not 35-40 minutes, like an hour-ish from the house, because we're in Knoxville. So it wasn't that far from us, and that other girl was even closer to the meet, because she lived farther out than us. So, but there was ever, or if there is a program, or if there is not a program, with the state of the world, I still would love to do it, because if somebody is going through boot camp and if somebody is doing that to be a soldier, I still think that they should be able to get tapped out. I just would hope that I wouldn't get paired with somebody that wouldn't want me to tap them out. Like, they would want tapped out, they just wouldn't want me to tap them out, if you understand. And I would still want to tap that person out, because if that person literally don't have anybody, I would still tap them out. Because it makes me think of that America's Next Top Model, when they went over, I think it was in France, and it was like male models, and like their challenge for that week is you had to like say something in French, and then you had to kiss your person, and then you had to look and something cover girl, or what, you speak your French, and then cover girl. But the guy, like one of the girls was paired with a guy, and he was like don't touch me. He's like, I don't want anybody like you to touch me. He's like, da da da. And it was because she was black and, and he was white. And so, like, her thing, she was trying to get through it. And, like, she goes in because they had to, like, kiss basically on the mouth. And I'm like, first of all, how you going to tell me to kiss somebody on the mouth? This is my mouth. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't need to be a model that bad. And then 2, you don't want me to touch you? Bet, say less. I guess I'm just not going to be America's Next Top Model. And then when the girl told Tyra, because she's like, well, you just need to you just looked at so off, because it was like they did like a little, like the little commercial. And so it was, and so, yeah, she was awkward and, she wasn't looking at the guy and she really didn't want to be close to him. And she went in to kiss him and like he turns his head and all that. And she's just like, you were just so awkward. You were just, and the girl was like, yeah, he didn't want me to touch him because he said, that he doesn't like black people. He doesn't want me to touch him. And Tyra had the nerve to say, and the fucking nerve of you, Tyra. The fucking nerve of you. The fucking nerve of you. To tell that girl, well, sometimes you just gotta do things. And you gotta act better. If somebody don't want me to touch them, I'm not gonna touch that person. She was way better, and I don't remember who it was. I wish I remembered, because Tiffany's popping in my head, but I don't think it was Tiffany, because I really do think Tiffany would have gave them. She would have told them what they needed to hear. She just seemed like she had that type of attitude. We were voting for you. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. I was rooting for you, Tiffany. Anyhow, back to what I was saying. The fact that Tyra told that girl, and I don't remember who it was, the fact that she told her, you just gotta work through the uncomfortableness, and you just gotta sometimes do it. Okay, how is she gonna work through the uncomfortableness when the whole 3 days or the 2 days that they were together, her having to learn French, having to learn how to say all her parts in French, not English, and then being paired with a guy that doesn't even want her to touch him. He was like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't touch me. And then the nerve that y'all is making these people kiss these people on the mouth. It's like this girl was basically tortured behind the scenes. And then after she tells you the reason why it was so awkward is because this man didn't want her to touch him. He didn't want her to look at him. He didn't want her to kiss him. And your rules is she has to look at him. She has to act, and speak French and give him a kiss on the mouth. Knowing that this man is grossed out by her. I'm not that big of an actress. I can't act. I cannot. And I think that Tyra should have said something. Like, I did not know that happened. I'm sorry. Because, yes, that is very awkward. And I don't care if Tyra is like, oh, I have did worse things. Okay, that's you. That's you. And you and your mama let y'all get away with it. You and your mama dealt with it. But that don't mean that this girl got dealt with it. That's not what that means. And maybe it does mean that, but I don't accept it. Nope. Because when she was uncomfortable, when you can obviously see that it bothered her, I think that you, the mentor, should have stepped up and protected her. Because Tyra, you have said plenty of different interviews that you have been discriminated against because of one way or another, including your skin. That someone told you that you're very dark. Tyra, you're damn near bright light. So the fact that somebody would say that about you, knowing that this girl is not even in the industry, trying to make it in the industry, or she was. Let me say it in past tense because this was multiple, maybe 20 plus years ago, maybe, yeah. My point of me saying that is I hope if there is a program and I do get to be in the tap out program, that I don't get picked or paired with someone that wouldn't even want me to tap them out. And then me finding that out, I would still do it. I would still tap them out after when they get tapped out. Even if they say something to me, say something negative like that to me, I would be like, I'm still proud of you. I'm sorry that you feel like that, but I'm still proud of you. Still thank you. Or whatever. Like I would still be nice because I'm not doing it for credit. I'm not. I'm doing it because I think everybody deserves to be tapped out by somebody, family, friend, or volunteer.